So the question is, what would actually happen to your cells if you completely walked away from sugar for just 10 single days? I'm not talking about cutting back, and I'm not talking about switching to organic honey or brown sugar. I mean totally, completely zero sugar for 10 days straight. Right now, your body is trapped in a hidden, toxic biological loop that is quietly forcing your cells to reject nutrition, freeze your fat-burning metabolism, and keep you trapped in a state of constant, exhausting hunger. What happens inside your microscopic tissue over those 10 days is something most conventional modern medicine completely overlooks, and it is a total, radical reversal of a hidden cellular habit that might be destroying your vitality right this very second. Right now, before we dive into the exact day-by-day cellular transformation, type the word metabolic in the comments below so your brain actively locks this commitment in. Hit that like button so this vital information reaches the millions of people who are quietly suffering from sugar toxicity, and subscribe to Metabolic Health Lab immediately. Do this right now before you forget, because what I am about to reveal to you over the next few minutes is going to completely change the way you look at your health, your metabolism, and the way your body burns fat for the rest of your life. To truly understand why your body reacts the way it does when you stop eating sugar, we have to look at the secret crisis happening inside your cells right now. Every single time you swallow even a small amount of sugar or refined carbohydrates, your pancreas is forced to pump out a massive emergency wave of a master hormone called insulin. Now, most people think insulin is just a friendly little delivery guide that takes sugar out of your blood and neatly tucks it into your cells for energy. But that is fundamentally wrong. Insulin is actually a high-pressure traffic controller, and in high amounts, it is highly toxic to your delicate internal systems. When you eat sugar day after day, month after month, your cells become completely overwhelmed by the constant aggressive pounding of insulin. It is like living next to a deafeningly loud construction site. Eventually, you have to slam your windows shut just to get some peace and quiet. Your cells do the exact same thing. They slam their microscopic doors shut to block out the excess insulin and the toxic tide of sugar. This defensive mechanism is a dangerous survival adaptation known as insulin resistance. And this is the exact toxic cell habit that is quietly ruining your health. When your cells block insulin, they also block the sugar from entering. Because the sugar cannot get inside the cell to be burned for fuel, your cells are quite literally starving to death in a sea of plenty. The starving cells then send panic signals directly to your brain saying, "We have no energy, we need fuel immediately, go eat more sugar." So you eat more sugar, your pancreas secretes even more insulin, your cells become even more resistant, and the vicious, exhausting cycle accelerates. If this explanation makes sense to you and you have been feeling trapped in this exact cycle, drop a yes in the comments right now so I know we are on the same page. Because your cells are fundamentally blocking this fuel, your body has no choice but to take all that extra, unabsorbed blood sugar and convert it straight into a very specific, stubborn type of storage, visceral fat. This isn't just normal fat under the skin. This is deep inflammatory fat that wraps around your internal organs and expands your midsection. If you have noticed your waistline expanding, or if you find it completely impossible to lose weight after the age of 40 or 50, you do not have a calorie problem. You have an insulin problem caused by this exact toxic cell habit. But what happens on day 1 through day 3 when you suddenly cut the supply line? The moment you stop consuming sugar, your blood glucose levels begin to level out for the first time in potentially years. Without the massive spikes in blood sugar, your pancreas finally gets a chance to rest, and insulin production begins to plummet. But here's what most people completely miss during these first 72 hours. Your body has been relying on sugar as its primary fuel source for your entire life. It has built up thousands of little metabolic engines, enzymes, and pathways designed exclusively to burn glucose. When you turn off the sugar tap, those engines suddenly run out of gas. This triggers a brief, intense transition period. For the first 2 to 3 days, you might actually feel worse before you feel better. You might experience what people call the low-carb flu, characterized by mild headaches, irritability, or temporary fatigue. This is not because your body needs sugar to survive. It is because your cells are experiencing a profound form of metabolic withdrawal. Your body is panicking because it hasn't yet figured out how to tap into its secondary, far superior fuel source, your body fat. This is the exact moment where 90% of people fail. They mistake this temporary transition for a sign that their body is failing, so they reach for a sugary snack, spark another massive insulin spike, and completely wipe out all their progress. But if you know this is coming, you can easily bypass it. If you take a little bit of potassium and some high-quality B vitamins from nutritional yeast during these first 3 days, you can completely neutralize these symptoms and make the transition incredibly smooth. And this is where things get even more serious as you transition into days 4 and 5. By day 4, an incredible chemical shift occurs at the deepest cellular level. Because your insulin levels have dropped below a critical threshold, a hidden genetic switch is flipped. Your body realizes that glucose is no longer coming, so it begins to rapidly manufacture entirely new cellular machinery designed to burn fat for fuel. Your liver begins converting your stored body fat into highly efficient, supercharged energy molecules called ketones. Ketones are an absolute miracle fuel for the human body, especially for your brain. Unlike sugar, which burns dirty and creates massive amounts of cellular waste and oxidative stress, ketones burn incredibly clean. Think of sugar like cheap, low-grade coal that fills your internal engine with thick, black smoke. Ketones are like pure, clean electricity. The moment your brain begins running on ketones around day 5, a profound mental fog suddenly lifts. If you have ever experienced that agonizing 2 o'clock afternoon crash where your brain feels completely numb and you desperately need coffee or a pastry just to stay awake, hit the like button right now. That crash is a direct symptom of sugar toxicity and volatile blood sugar dips. By day 5 of zero sugar, that afternoon crash completely vanishes. Your energy becomes perfectly stable, smooth, and sustainable from the moment you wake up to the moment your head hits the pillow. You will notice a sharp enhancement in your cognitive function, your focus will sharpen, your concentration will peak, and you will find yourself with an abundance of mental clarity that you haven't felt since you were a teenager. What happens next on days 6 and 7 is the part nobody talks about, yet it is visually the most shocking transformation of all. During this phase, you are going to experience a massive, rapid shift in your physical appearance, starting directly with your weight. Many people are completely astonished to find that they lose anywhere from 5 to 13 pounds within the first week of quitting sugar. Now, to be perfectly transparent as a doctor, a significant portion of this initial rapid weight loss is heavy, stagnant water weight. But losing that fluid is one of the healthiest things that can ever happen to your cardiovascular system. You see, for every single gram of sugar and glycogen your body stores, it is forced to hold on to about 3 to 4 grams of water to dilute the toxicity. When you are constantly consuming sugar, your body becomes a waterlogged sponge, holding on to massive amounts of excess fluid around your tissues, your face, and your ankles. This chronic fluid retention places an immense, dangerous structural strain on your heart and your blood vessels, forcing your blood pressure to skyrocket. When you drain the sugar, you squeeze the water out of the sponge. Your kidneys instantly flush out the excess fluid, your blood vessels relax, and the baseline strain on your heart drops dramatically, heavily reducing your long-term risk of stroke and heart attack. You will literally watch your face look less puffy, your jawline will become more defined, and your clothes will start fitting significantly looser around your midsection. Your waistline will visibly shrink because, as your insulin drops, your body finally gains access to the deep, visceral fat inside your abdomen. If you want more simple, powerful metabolic fixes like this that actually target the root cause of fat accumulation, make sure you are subscribed to the channel right now so you never miss an episode. As you enter days 8 and 9, the cellular healing spreads directly to your immune system, your joints, and your skin. Sugar is one of the most potent drivers of chronic, systemic inflammation in the modern world. When your blood is constantly saturated with glucose, it creates a process called glycation, where sugar molecules permanently bond to proteins and fats in your body, turning them into stiff, useless structures known as advanced glycation end products. This process makes your joints stiff, your arteries rigid, and your skin wrinkled and aged. By day 8 without sugar, systemic inflammation plummets. If you have been waking up every single morning with chronic stiffness in your fingers, aching knees, or lower back pain, you are going to be absolutely amazed to find that your joint pain begins to simply evaporate. Your body is finally able to clear out the inflammatory cytokines that were keeping your musculoskeletal system in a state of constant agony. Simultaneously, your skin will undergo a total radiant transformation. High levels of insulin directly stimulate the ovaries in women to produce excess male hormones called androgens, which is the primary hidden trigger behind adult acne, oily skin, and polycystic ovary syndrome. In men, this exact same high insulin level actually suppresses testosterone, leading to low libido, muscle loss, and fatigue. By eliminating sugar for just 10 days, you balance these delicate hormones. Your skin clears up, acne disappears, your skin begins to naturally glow, and your natural hormonal vitality is restored. Now we arrive at day 10, which is the ultimate destination of this metabolic journey. By day 10, the toxic cell habit of insulin resistance has officially begun to reverse. Your cells have been resting in a low insulin environment for over a week, and they are finally starting to open their doors back up. They are becoming sensitive again. Because your cells are no longer blocking insulin, they can now properly absorb nutrients, vitamins, and essential minerals like magnesium, potassium, and zinc, which were previously blocked by sugar toxicity. But the absolute greatest benefit of reaching day 10 is something that will completely free you from the emotional tyranny of food. Your intense, uncontrollable sugar cravings will be completely dead. Remember, cravings are not a failure of willpower. Cravings are a biological side effect of low blood sugar crashes caused by high insulin. Because your blood sugar is now perfectly stabilized and your cells are successfully burning your own body fat for fuel 24 hours a day, your brain no longer receives starvation signals. You can walk right past a bakery, look at a box of donuts, and feel absolutely zero emotional or physical desire to eat them. You are finally back in the driver's seat of your own health. Your liver, which was likely becoming choked and fatty from processing hidden high-fructose cornstarch, is now actively dumping its internal fat stores and burning them off as clean energy. Your kidney function improves dramatically because it is no longer being forced to filter out thick, syrupy, high-sugar blood. Even your brain begins generating new nerve cells because ketones stimulate a specific growth factor that repairs neurological tissue. All of this incredible medical healing happens in just 10 single days of complete abstinence from sugar. Think about how much money, time, and emotional energy people spend trying to fix their skin, lose weight, reduce joint pain, and fight off chronic exhaustion using expensive cosmetics, dangerous diet pills, and temporary fixes that never address the underlying biology. The real solution doesn't cost a single penny. It simply requires you to understand the elegant, powerful design of your own metabolism and give your cells the 10-day break they are absolutely begging for. Anyone can handle 10 days. It is a tiny fraction of your life that can serve as the ultimate launching pad for a lifetime of vibrant health. If you are ready to take full control of your life, break free from food addiction, and completely reverse this toxic cell habit starting today, I want you to leave a comment down below stating, "I am ready," so our community can support you. Hit the like button to help spread this message of authentic healing to the world, and subscribe to Metabolic Health Lab right now to stay completely connected to the cutting-edge metabolic strategies you need to live a long, disease-free, and incredibly energetic life. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.